Hello, this is Inspiration Roy, and this is my WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view review. Obviously, as you know, I'll run through the matches, what I thought of them. Overall, I thought it was one of the best pay-per-views of 2016 so far. I know it's a bit early to be saying that because we've only had two really pay-per-views, Payback, which I thought was okay, and Extreme Rules. But I have to say, Extreme Rules stepped up for me. Even Roman Reigns, which I absolutely hate, stepped up, but I'll explain later why he stepped up. But he's not my favourite. He just stepped up from what he normally does in matches. But anyway, let's start with the first match. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson versus the Usos. Obviously, I thought that was one of the best matches of the night, which I thought most of them was, to be honest. But that was one of the best matches of the night. Obviously, it had backwards and forwards. You can tell the rivalry was lit up even more in that match, and the feud was good. And the feud kind of put to end in that match, but I'm glad Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows won. It was a bit obvious because they're the newcomers and it's their first pay-per-view, so obviously they was going to win. There's no doubt about that. WWE wouldn't have let them lose. But overall, it's a good match. The Usos had their spots, Luke Gallows had their spots, and Carl Anderson went backwards and forwards. Very good match. Very, very good. One of my best matches, like I said. WWE Tag Team Day versus the Fan Villains, whatever the hell they're called. Again, I'm glad New Day won because they are one of my favourite tag teams at the moment. I think they're the better tag teams than Fallen Villains. I'm surprised Fallen Villains didn't win because they're new. And normally when you're new on the roster, they get the big wins straight away. Minus one or two now and again. But I thought they was going to because they was booked to look strong. They was okay. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't think their tag team moves are the greatest or their tag team finishers the greatest. They're okay. They put better matches on at NXT. Let's put it that way. Yeah, they had their moments in the match. Big Cass and Xavier had their moments in the match. I'm glad Xavier was in the match because I thought it's but unfair that Kofi Kingston was always defending with Big E. But I'm glad Xavier was in the match because he's finally getting to show what showcase his wrestling skills and why he's a good wrestler and why he's part of the New Day. Obviously, we know he brings the comedy to his group, but he's also a good wrestler, and I'm glad he's finally getting a chance to show that. So I'm glad overall that New Day won. Like I said, it was a good, solid match. Could have been better. I've seen better tag team matches, but I'm glad overall that New Day kept belts. So let's go next match. Rousseff versus Kalisto. Again, this match surprised me. I'm not going to lie. I thought Rousseff was going to run over Kalisto, just completely run him over and make him look like nothing. But I was surprised. It was a good backwards and forwards match. There was even like 1 or 2 seconds where you thought Kalisto could have won, which, in my opinion, he's one of the good wrestlers. Rousseff, he hasn't been pushed properly, but he is, from what I've seen in NXT, a very good wrestler and can be main event player if they let him, but they haven't exactly pushed him. So in a way, as much as I like Kalisto, and he was one of my favourites, always one of my favourites, I'm glad Rousseff won. Because he needs that push, he needs to be made back to the monster he was. And the ending was a good finish. Obviously, Kalisto was injured. We don't know if that is serious or fake for the match, but Rousseff took advantage, which I don't blame him. Because it was for the United States, and obviously it's for a belt, you're not going to let it be thrown away. So I'm glad he did take advantage, and I'm glad he won because he deserves to be pushed. Kalisto, now he's dropped the belt, do I think he still... Will he still be pushed? Yes, I do reckon he will still be pushed. I still think he'd be put into title pictures, United States and Intercontinental, maybe. I'm like I said, definitely reckon he'll still be pushed, but I'm glad Rusev won. Even though he's not my favourite, I do think the guy deserves a push and put back to the monster that he was before he joined before he came up from NXT. The Intercontinental Champion match was Cesaro, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn and Miz. If not, no. The second best match of the night, in my opinion. Now, I know I said in my previous video I thought they should have done a ladder match with this match, but actually I'm glad they didn't. But the match the four of them put on was out of this world insane. It was backwards and forwards. I loved the beginning of the match, Sami Zayn kind of taking Kevin Owens out straight away, and then Cesaro taking the Miz out straight away, because that was their rivals. and then them two going at it. Everyone had their moments, you know. I looked at one point, Kalista, one more up. I looked at one point that the Sami Zayn was going to win it. Looked at one point that Kevin Owens was going to win it. It looked like who am I personally? I wanted to win it. Cesaro was going to win it at one point. So yeah, it was good. All full of action, all battles and forwards. Each had their moment. Loved it. I loved the ending, as that is how The Miz would win. I don't like The Miz, and I didn't really want him winning the belt, but the way he won it is the way he normally wins, by cheating or taking advantage of. I can't remember, of Cesaro, I think, was down. Can't remember. But whoever it was, he took advantage and he got the pin, which I thought was wicked. You know, I reckon that was clever on his part, and I reckon that's good because that's how he would have won. Dean Ambrose vs Chris Jericho, again, another amazing match. I did think it was a bit slow to start with and a bit backwards and forwards, but then, and the cage with the weapons above it is a bit of a rip-off from a match from TNA. But I guess WWE was trying to do their own kind of version of it and put a spin on it. But it was definitely a good match, and I definitely reckon Dean Ambrose won was a good thing, because he needs to be pushed again because he started going downhill, and he could be a title holder easily, the champion. So I'm glad he won it. Obviously, it's good they let it go a bit hardcore, and he brought the thumbtacks in it, and that made it up for me. I thought it was a decent match. Weapons they had in there was okay. She could have brought some better weapons. But I'm glad they had the thumbtacks because that finished the match off nicely. And it picked up halfway through the pace. But again, I did think it was a bit slow. But overall, a good match. Women's versus Charlotte. All I'm going to say on that is it was shite. Natalya should have won the belt. And then Natalya needs to be pushed. Natalya is an amazing wrestler. She deserves to have the belt. Charlotte is an amazing wrestler as well. But the match was about 2 minutes. Rubbish. They've got a way better match than that. And then you had Dana Brooke come out, who only came out because Emma's injured. So the only reason Dana come out and helped her is because her original partner is injured. Hence why she can't help Emma anymore, and hence why she's probably helping Charlotte. Whether or not Charlotte was going to win like that is another matter. But I think it's just a bit rubbish how Dana come out and help, because she's only doing it because Emma's off injury. So overall, rubbish match. Natalya should have won that belt, in my opinion. The World Heavyweight title match. Again, that was an amazing match. It's obvious the Usos and guys going to get involved. I thought it was going to get involved a lot more than they did, so I'm glad they didn't. And fair enough, Roman Reigns stepped up. AJ is an amazing wrestler. He always has been, always will be, in my opinion. He stole the show, and Roman Reigns stepped up. Roman Reigns, don't get me wrong, he showed me he can take some beating, and so did AJ. I'm glad the match was backwards and forwards. It's a bit obvious Roman was going to win, because they want him to be the champ for a while. I reckon AJ will be champ in the future. But other than that, they put on one hell of a show, one of the best matches of the show. Roman Reigns stepped up and proven why he maybe should be champion, but he isn't one of my favourites, and I still think he should have that belt taken off him. He only proved for that night why he should be champion, but other than that, I don't think he should be champion. He should have the belt taken off him. But it was a solid match, backwards and forwards. Loved the ending. You know, I'm glad AJ finally got to do a Styles clash. So yeah, hopefully, you know, that's not the end of their rivalry, and AJ will get that belt eventually. I'm glad, obviously, Seth Rollins' return come out at the pedigree on Roman Reigns. Couldn't be happier. I hope Seth Rollins takes that belt off Roman Reigns, because Seth Rollins, again, is an amazing wrestler, and we get AJ Styles versus Seth Rollins, because that would be an absolute amazing match. So yeah, like I said, that was that's what I thought of that match. Best match of the night, and then the 4-way. So that's what I thought of the matches. Hope you enjoyed my review. If you agree with some stuff, then obviously, you know, comment and subscribe and all that sort of stuff. And I will see you next week when I do my official rap video. I've done a teaser one, which will be uploaded this week. So, yeah, enjoy, and I will see you later. Inspiration Night out.